Gosh, well, as for Maggie here, she grew up on the coast of Mississippi.
Actually, I grew up in New Orleans,
Right,
Louisiana.
The greater New Orleans area.
Mm-hmm.
And her mom had just retired last year. She was a kindergarten teacher.
That's true.
And her daddy is an accountant. Got another year or two, maybe 3 left before he retires.
Very
and
proud.
We get down to New Orleans when we can to see him, but it's been a couple of years since we've been down in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
And as for me, I grew up in Georgia.
He did. He grew up on the sweetest little peanut farm you've ever seen.
Actually, my
It's
father
amazing.
was a Baptist minister, and so I grew up in the church every Sunday, Wednesday, Monday night fellowship supper.
Mm-hmm.
And we worked on an organic peanut oil farm. So it was really more industrial than agricultural. And it was also political and environmental at the same time because locally grown, locally owned, locally sold means less waste and better products for everyone.
Well, anyway, so how we met actually was he was sitting by the road in the cutest little ice cream stand. Homemade ice cream. It was misspelled. It was the sweetest thing. And his little dog sitting there beside him on the stool.
It was also my sister's dog.
There's a little poodle, white, little curls and little bow in its hair. Really, it's the sweetest thing ever. And it was sitting there licking the strawberry ice cream as you were trying to scoop it out. It was adorable. The sweetest thing ever.
And so that's how we first met because she was coming through see her cousins in Savannah.
This is true, and we stopped by to get ice cream.
Not too far.
Yeah, and he was so sad because actually the first time we met, I mean, he had tears in his eyes.
Well, it was just more sweat from the sun.
No, he was hugging this little dog. I mean, just caressing it.
I was actually trying.
It was just so sad. I mean, thinking about it now, I could just cry. Seriously, it was the saddest thing I've ever seen.
Anyway, so I grew up.
And
there,
really,
and
what had happened was a week prior to me meeting him. Well, honey, it's just a part. They want to know this.
Okay.
I mean, it explains everything that follows without telling this. I mean,
okay.
Really?
Okay, right.
Okay, so anyway, it was the sweetest little thing. I mean, tears in his eyes, caressing the small dog.
Time in my life.
Well, his mother had just died. It was a tragic archery accident. I mean, at the hands of his father. This is why his father is no longer in the Baptist church.
This is true.
Yes. Arrow right through the head. I mean, just gory blood. It was in all the papers. And just the tears in his eyes when I first saw him. Because I think that maybe the strawberry ice cream probably triggered something in his mind with maybe blood or brains or something having to do with his mother's death.
Right,
I'm pretty sure.
That's how we grew up. And that's how I grew up.
Exactly.
And that's where we first met each other, but we didn't know that we were meant for each other until later.
Yeah, much later. It's a beautiful story.